Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host. And today's episode is episode number 13 of season 2. And we are asking, who is in charge? Who is in charge? Before we get back to this question, let me say hello. Hello, my gorgeous sisters. I hope you are well. I hope you are breathing and feeling. I'm sure you're all very well aware of that we are in eclipse season. We've got the new moon eclipse coming up this Monday, the 8th of April, and it'll be in Aries. And this is going to be an intense eclipse. I'm sure you can already feel the intensities. I'm sure you've already noticed either physical purging, mental purging, emotional purging, things shifting and changing in your life, in your environment. Yes, that's because we are purging. We are shedding our skins. All of these intensities that we are going through personally and globally, right? This will continue. This is just the beginning of Earth's ascension into the new Earth, into the higher consciousness, into the light frequency embodiment. Yes. And so, of course, I relate all of these astrological events to this ascension process, right? Because what is the new earth? Well, the new earth is us being in our soul connection, us being in our light embodiment, us being in our goddess, us living from this inner place of goddess, of worth, of love, of joy, of clarity, of wisdom, of strength, of creativity, of authentic empowerment. And so this is only possible, the new earth experience is only possible. Being in our light embodiment and goddess is only possible when we are in our feminine energy. So, feminine energy, masculine energies, the two energies that we're keeping it simple, right? Let's just stay focused on the two energies. So, who is in charge? Your masculine energy or your feminine energy? And that's really not even the right question, because neither one of these energies are in charge or capable of being in charge, right? These two energies are our energies to use and work with on purpose for that healthy, balanced, harmonious life within, which then will, of course, reflect externally. So neither one of these energies have their own personal agenda. It is very important to note, please, please, please do not assign these energies to any gender either. They are gender free, they are agenda free, they are simply energies that are a part of this human earth play, this school format that our souls incarnate into this vessel, into this temple that is housing our souls. And so equipped in this temple come these two energies, these two hemispheres of our brain. The right hemisphere referred to as the feminine energy, the left hemisphere referred to as the masculine energy. And yes, there are actually 4 sections of the brain. There's thinking and feeling in both of the hemispheres, yes. However, very different thinking and very different feeling. I've gone into this in other episodes. I'm not going to repeat myself. But what I do want to point out is that the masculine energy is the energy that we use to play human. The masculine energy is everything that has to do with the physical body, with the conditioning, right? All of the conditioning manifests through the masculine energy because it's the manifestation energy. The conditioning of the beliefs, of the thought patterns, of the ego, of the fears, of the tendencies, of the habits, of the addictions, of knee-jerk reactions, of being in automatic pilot. It's all masculine energy. Feminine energy is the energy that we are meant to be using to be in our soul connection, to be in our light embodiment, to be in our goddess embodiment. The feminine energy is the energy through which we communicate with our soul, with our light, with our higher self, with the highest guidance. It is through the feminine energy that we dimension travel and journey and see and sense and feel energy. That's how our sensory opens. It is our third eye activation and opening, and our ability to see energies and feel energies beyond people's words and actions. It is through the feminine energy that we feel our intuition, our guidance, our knowing. It is the feminine energy through which we receive our creativity, creative flow, insights, that gut moment, that instinct, that, oh, yes, the download. So as you can see, two separate energies, both on purpose, a part of this temple, this body, for us to use so we can navigate. So we can navigate and learn and grow, right? Because Earth is a school format. Let's not forget, the souls that we are, we come here to learn and grow and evolve and clear karma, and of course to enjoy this experience and to really learn the beauty and the reverence for Earth and life itself. Now, when we talk New Earth, when we talk Ascension, when we talk into this, what is to come, what is that we are manifesting, you can see how absolutely necessary it is for us to be in our feminine energy, for us to be connected to and with and in alignment with our feminine energy, because it is the energy that opens us to our soul, to our light, to our goddess, to our higher self, to our sensory and deeper wisdom and higher knowledge, the knowledge of infinity that we have access to through the feminine energy. Yes? The problem lies in that we have all been conditioned heavily, predominantly, to be in our masculine energy, to listen to our thoughts, our beliefs, our fears, our voices of ego, our conditioning, right? We are deeply, deeply, deeply still conditioned within our masculine energy. And that needs to change, right? Because right now, even though the masculine energy itself has no agenda, the masculine energy conditioning is in charge. Right now, the masculine energy is in charge. Not the energy itself, but everything that has been conditioned into it. The earthly human part that is me, that is you, the body that is you, the identity that is you, that is the ego, that is, the country of birth, the time of birth, the language at birth, the religion you were taught, the values, the morals, everything that you have been taught and given by the human experience. This is the earthly you, and all of that is the masculine energy. How much really have you been given and taught about your feminine energy and the greatness of being in your feminine energy? Probably not much, right? Probably very little. And so I've been hearing this question, from a few of my clients. And so this question has been, how do I move forward in this unknown, in this uncertainty? How do I move forward? I don't even know what to do. How do I move into my new earth experience? How do I embody this new reality? And my answer to that is, be in your feminine energy. La 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 la, be in your feminine energy. From here, let me jump to a different point. This is important because the masculine energy conditioning has been conditioned to judge, and the ego fear this unknown of the feminine energy. And so in service to the masculine ego, the toxic masculine, as well as the old paradigm patriarchy, the feminine has been misperceived as weak and submissive. Right? So generally, when we think of the feminine energy, or when we have thought of the feminine energy, or anybody who's not really aware of the truth of the feminine energy, the immediate knee-jerk reaction is, oh yeah, feminine energy, yeah, being a mom, cooking and cleaning and making nut milk and growing an herb garden, and nurturing the man. Right? That's the immediate knee-jerk answer to what is the feminine energy. And so this is not only what you will predominantly receive from the external, this is also the old misperception within you. You have to understand that you are not separate from the old paradigm yet. You have to understand that you are not separate from the old misperception yet. Your ego goes right along with that. Your old beliefs and your old conditioning goes right along with that. Your old masculine conditioning of thought patterning is so strong and so deep that it will try to override the feminine energy experience. It will try to get you out of that state of beingness. It will try to have you stay in the masculine. And this is, of course, your ego being at work as well, because this old conditioning, this old comfort zone is so powerful. It's so deep. It runs so deep. It takes true effort and true commitment to yourself and to balancing yourself within these two energies. If you really care about your new earth manifestation, if you really care about inner harmony and peace and authentic empowerment and your goddess consciousness and your light vibration increasing to highest possible levels of consciousness, then you being in your feminine energy is a must. It's a non-negotiable. It's inevitable. Yes? And so this is why when I'm asking who is in charge, it is really the question that you want to be asking yourself moving forward. Who's in charge right now? And make it simple. Just ask yourself, who's in charge right now? Your masculine energy or your feminine energy? Not that they are truly ever in charge. They're not. But to keep it simple, for simplicity's sake, who's in charge in any given moment? When you're overthinking, thinking, scheduling, doing, rushing, feeling pressure, feeling impatient, when you're anxious, when you're holding your breath, who's in charge? your masculine energy. And this is probably going to be the answer in the beginning most of the time. And that's okay. It's very okay, because it's a process, and you have to recognize and acknowledge to yourself that yes, you are going through a massive transformation. And the sooner that you practice and the sooner that you bring this to your awareness over and over and over and over again, the faster you will feel happy and light and free and strong and fearless and powerful and guided and in charge and fulfilled and whole within yourself. Because when we really look at the path of humanity, the timeline of humanity, very rarely was there a lifetime where there was true fulfillment, where there was true sense of wholeness, where there was true sense of peace, right? Because it was all masculine energy, all externally focusing to the external, comparing, competing, survival of the fittest, right? That has been the experience on earth, victimization of self and of others. And that's just the way it is. It's not to wrong anybody or right anything. It's simply the way it is. And so then when we look at where we're going, right, this uncertainty, this unknown of the new earth experience, that which we are moving into, it is a soul path, right? It is you being, me being, us being on our soul path, on our true authentic soul journey. And this can only happen when we are in our soul communication, in our light alignment, in our deep connection with our true self, with our true soul light self. And so just visualize this for yourself. You are here playing human, you're journeying this lifetime and moving through this ascension period. Has never happened on earth before. Yes. And so it's like wearing a blindfold and now having to relearn everything. Yes, you have to get used to now learning your senses. You have to get used to sensing energy, feeling energy, knowing energy. You have to get used to the new ways of navigating yourself into this new earth experience, which is all soul based. It is all light guided. It is open heart, soul connected, light embodied, authentically guided from the inside out. And in order for us to be on this path, on this soul path, on this fulfillment of purpose and mission, on this soul path, we have to be in our feminine energy so that we can receive the communication, receive the guidance, receive the knowing, receive the information, as if we're wearing that blindfold, right? Now we're not looking externally to receive the information. Now we're using our senses. Now we're using our feeling. And that's a very big shift. It's a big relearning. And so when we're then looking at the repatterning, the restructuring of ourselves in the relearning process, what does that mean? Well, let me say this. It does not mean that we are going to ignore the masculine. It does not mean that we are not going to honor the masculine. It does not mean that we are going to shame or blame the masculine. On the contrary, we are in soul alignment. We are in soul connection. which means we are in the feminine. And once we are in the feminine, we are in the purity of ourselves. From here, there is no ego. No ego can attach to the feminine energy. It's very lucid. It's very abstract. It's, it's too light. Nothing can hook into it. That's why there is no conditioning in the feminine. And so let me repeat myself here. I've said this before in other episodes, but it's very important to make my point to you that, another misperception of the feminine energy has been, overly dramatic emotional outbursts. That is masculine energy. That is masculine energy because emotions in thinking is masculine. It's human. It's chemical. The feminine is the feeling, the sensing, and it is through the feminine energy that we feel our emotions. And it is through the feminine energy that we direct our thinking. And it is through the feminine energy, through the higher guidance from the self, the true self, that we receive the knowledge on how to move forward. And that's when we, of course, use the masculine energy because it's the physical energy, right? So we are still in our bodies and we need both energies. Both energies are completely essential for playing human. There is no way around it. And ultimately, yes, the goal is to stay in the feminine, always connected through the breath, right? It is the breath. Hello, breathing. Where's the slow, conscious, deep in and exhale? It is through the breath that we stay connected to our true self. And using the masculine as we're thinking, as we're talking, as we're walking, as we're showering, as we're driving, as we're with friends, as we're with family. We're always in the masculine energy because we are in body. It is just that we need to repattern. When it comes to thinking, when it comes to perceiving, when it comes to beliefs, when it comes to fears, when it comes to tendencies and habits and addictions, it is important now that we do not let these old conditioning patterns run the show any longer. It is important now that this commitment to your soul path arises the question within yourself numerous times a day. Who is in charge right now? Are you in charge? The real you? Your higher self? Your light you? The infinite eternal being, soul that you are? Is you in charge? Or is it the old conditioning that is automatic pilot, that is reactive, that is defensive, that is addicted and blaming and judging and fearing and insecure, right? Who's in charge? Who's in charge at any given moment? And it's a very powerful question to stay aware of because it doesn't need any impatience. It doesn't need any judgment because just as soon as you have your answer, which if you're even asking the question, you already pretty much know you're in the masculine. And then the only thing to do in that moment is to stop and come into the breath. Come into the breath. Open on the inside and just relax yourself back into your feminine energy. And this feminine energy experience is going to deepen and deepen and deepen. And you are going to open more on the inside to your soul, to your light. Right? You're going to open to your inner eye, your third eye. You're going to open your heart more. You're going to feel more grounded and connected to Mother Earth. You're going to feel more centered. You're going to feel stronger and stronger and stronger the more that you are choosing to come back into your feminine energy over and over and over again. Because this is the number one relationship. The number one relationship for you is the relationship with your true self, your soul, your light, your eternal essence, being self. Because that's who you really are. And in the old ways and the old energies, we had forgotten that. And that's okay. But now it's necessary to not only remember that, but truly choose to connect with it and be with it and be in alignment with it and become it, be it. Be it while in human form, and then choosing and acting and speaking and living this human experience from your soul connection. And so you're naturally using both energies. You're naturally in harmony. Point being, the masculine energy is never, ever, ever supposed to be in charge. Your ego, your masculine energy is not meant to be in charge. Your soul, the true you, is meant to be in charge. Because only you, the true you, your soul self, can know your path, your divine timing, your mission work, your navigation of where you're meant to be going, of what you're supposed to be doing, on how to move forward in this unknown, how to move forward in this uncertainty. Only the true you can know that. Only your soul, light, higher self can know this. The old conditioning that just repeats the same old can never know that. Right? It only repeats what it knows, what it's been taught. We're opening up new dimensions. We're opening up new chapters with this eclipse season. We are opening up new doorways, new potential for infinite possibilities. The new earth is here for us to nurture and love and build and support this earth's ascension together. And that's our soul's work, right? And so the masculine energy is your energy to use when you're directing your choices, your doings of the day. That's it. That's it. And that's pretty important. Absolutely necessary to play human. But the part of you that's really meant to be in charge, the part of you that knows all, sees all, plans all, your true self, your higher self, your infinite, eternal light soul being, can only speak to you and can only become you and embody through your feminine energy. So let this eclipse season, let this time be your commitment to yourself. Of course, this is ongoing and you will deepen and deepen, and once you're deepened in it, it will make sense and you will not want to be in any other way, because it makes so much sense. I promise you, the more time that you are remembering to come back into your feminine energy, when you remember to breathe and shift yourself back from that, masculine energy that wants to push you and rush you and do, and you should be doing this and you should be doing that right now, and shouldn't you be doing something, and shouldn't you be doing something like this and call this person and make this appointment. The masculine energy will run you ragged and it will take you off course, especially with these higher frequencies coming in. Whereas the feminine energy is now here to be built into all aspects of life, whether you are in finance or whether you run your own business, it doesn't matter. It's not dependent on gender. It is about you being on your soul path. And that is you living authentically from the inside out. And wherever that is meant to take you, whatever your soul is meant to do here, you will know it and you will feel it through your feminine energy. And as long as you follow that and keep asking yourself who's in charge, and if it's the masculine, then you stop the thinking, you stop the doing, you pause and you come into the breath and you open yourself to your feminine energy and just allow for that practice. Allow for that to become more natural. Allow for that to become more normal, which it will with time, but be patient. And as long as you're in your feminine energy, you will naturally be patient, because she is also patience, because love is patient. Love is accepting. Love understands this process that we are all going through. I hope you are smiling, and I hope you are breathing, and I hope you're not thinking, but simply allowing yourself to be, simply allowing yourself to feel yourself in your inner connection, in your breath. As from here, I am sending love and light blessings to you and yours. Thank you for your light here on earth. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hugs and kisses. Ciao for now.